Welcome to Software Engineering Job Titles. After watching this video, you will be able to list commonly used job titles for software engineers and identify the primary duties of and skills needed for these roles. Job titles such as software engineer and software developer are very broad and can be used to describe a spectrum of roles. As well as these titles, you may come across other titles related to specific subdomains in software engineering. While individual organizations might use company-specific job titles, you'll find that most fit into one of the more generic titles. Types of software engineer roles include front-end engineer, back-end engineer, full-stack engineer, DevOps engineer, software quality assurance engineer, software integration engineer, software security engineer, mobile app developer, and games developer. Front-end engineers focus on developing the user interface, or UI, of a software solution. They're also sometimes referred to as UI developers or web developers. In this type of role, you're responsible for the visual design of the software, including the layout of UI elements and the overall aesthetics of the application or website. It's important for a front-end developer to understand how users interact with software and the principles of user experience design. You'll also need to understand how objects and code run differently on different operating systems, devices, and browsers to ensure that your solution works on the user's chosen system. Key skills of a front-end engineer include web development languages and UX and UI frameworks. Back-end engineers focus on the business logic of a software solution. In this type of role, you're responsible for the core logic of the software, implementing functionality to perform tasks such as accessing data and databases, logging information, and caching systems by using application programming interfaces or APIs. You'll also be responsible for ensuring the scalability and performance of the solution. Key skills of a back-end engineer include programming languages, application frameworks, web servers, app servers, and load balancers, databases, and deployment and containerization tools and technologies. Full-stack engineers work across the whole software solution. In this type of role, you're able to create both the user interface and the back-end functionality of an application or website using the skills of both front-end and back-end engineers. Key skills of a full-stack engineer include web development languages, programming languages, UX, UI, and back-end frameworks, web and application servers, databases, APIs and web services, and deployment and containerization tools. DevOps, or Development and Operations, aims to deliver the software in an agile manner by combining software development and IT operations. DevOps engineers apply agile processes and methodologies to streamline their product development, improvement, and maintenance, as well as transcend the boundaries of the traditionally distinct development and operations teams. In a DevOps role, you need familiarity with both front-end and back-end technologies. The skills, technologies, and products that a DevOps engineer is likely to use include source code management tools, programming languages and frameworks, scripts, and deployment, containerization, and monitoring tools. And depending on the actual job posting, you might use alternative products and services, but they will be of a similar nature to those shown here. Software quality assurance engineers, also referred to as software QA engineers or software test engineers, test, review, assess, and write software to validate the quality of an application. In a QA role, you'll develop automated tests, tools, and procedures to test the functionality of software solutions. You'll use bug tracking software to log any errors you discover and report them to the software development team. The key skills for software QA engineers include programming languages, shell scripting, bug tracking and issue management tools, testing automation tools, and specific software stacks depending on how the application is deployed. Software integration engineers write code to integrate software into hardware products, enabling smart devices and the Internet of Things products. In this role, you'll use programming languages and frameworks to program hardware, such as consumer devices, home security systems, electronics, and other interfaces. The key skills for a software integration engineer include programming languages and proprietary technologies, frameworks, and toolkits. Software security engineers, sometimes referred to as white hat or ethical hackers, work to find security flaws and vulnerabilities in software. As a security engineer, you'll create systems, methods, and procedures to test software solutions and exploit their security weaknesses so that they can be fixed before the solution ships. The key skills for a security engineer include programming languages, reverse engineering, shell scripting, tools for vulnerability and penetration testing, and network security and encryption tools. Mobile app developers design, develop, and implement software solutions for mobile devices, such as smartphones and tablets. You'll use web skills to create front-end apps, as well as learn the various different platforms to write the back-end code interacting with the specific type of device. The key skills for a mobile app developer include mobile operating systems, web development languages, and programming languages, as well as web services and technologies. And games engineers write gaming software for a wide variety of devices, from PCs to smartphones to web browsers to game consoles. As a games developer, you'll work alongside graphic artists, sound technicians, and game designers to create the code used in games. In this video, you learned that there are many different job titles under the umbrella term of software engineering, each of which has specific duties and responsibilities and requires a specific set of skills.